Yo,
We made that video when there was a toilet paper shortage.
we did. That is the very first one.
Yeah.
I was like looking at so many elements of that video. That's when we were all drinking too. So, well, mine is Bill. You were. So, yeah, that's crazy.
The good old days.
Good old days, dude. The good old days. If you guys are new to this and you didn't follow this way back, even when I wasn't on the show, freaking Adam stopped drinking for a reason. But dude, you would like
throw me under the bus there.
Yeah, you would drink a bottle. Like, holy shit, bro. Yeah, we all did. We all drank a lot during COVID. Bad. So,
yeah. It was COVID. I think it pushed everybody under the bus. You know.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Side work. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm fine. I am.
I missed that old intro music though. I gotta tell you that was.
Yeah.
It is kind of nostalgic, you know, to have that.
Next week I'm gonna play the original.
Oh, okay.
Nice. Oh wait, not nice.
Not nice. Why?
Is that the outlaw one or whatever?
No, not that one. The one after the one previous, the intro previous to the one that I just played tonight.
Okay.
Do you remember that music?
Not really. They're all good though. So
it's kind of like hair metal type of 80s style.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I think I remember now.
Yeah, I've been into the electronic 80s style lately, listening to my synthwave music all the time. I kind of feel bad. I tell my family, I'm like, it's just what relaxes me. It's like my what do you call that? There's a name for it. But anyways, whatever.
Randy Ravioli is here for once.
What's up, bud?
He might be wondering where Bill is.
Yeah, Bill. I don't know. Where is Bill?
I don't know. I think it's
yeah, that's me and Bill like chatting back and forth.
I won't say babysitting. That's a dumb way to say it, but I think his wife's underneath the weather. And
Bill is like what 42, and he has a 8-month-old kid. He's like starting over, man. Dude's daddy duty all the time.
That's wild. I could not imagine that right now.
I mean, you know what? Like I've always told Jill, like, whatever. You know, like I mean, I'd be down for whatever, another kid. I don't care, but I don't want one. But I mean, I do. You know, like I'm not gonna be upset. We're not actively trying to have a kid, but I'm like, if it happens, it happens. Whatever. But still, that'd be crazy at 40, dude. What are you, like 80 when your kid graduates high school?
Fuck. Oh no, stop it. Jeez.
Well, I mean, you figure your kid at this rate in today's economy, your kids aren't going to move out of your house till at least 24. So
I know. That is true.
I don't know. Like I was reading something that they said like the majority of, I don't know about the majority, but a high percentage of children don't move out of the house. I shouldn't call them children anymore until they're at least 30 now.
I mean, I don't want my kids here till 30, but like I'm not mad that my 18-year-old told me that she wasn't going to move out after all and she's going to stay home and save more money, because that's what I've been telling her to do is I've been telling her like, look, you can move out, you can do your thing, I don't care, because I wanted to move out, but I said right now in today's economy, I said if you stay home and you like, because I told her as long as she's going to college, I'm paying for her college, community college, okay, and I'm paying for I'm giving her a car to drive with insurance, so she's not paying insurance or for a car right now. The moment she moves out though on her own, that's when she's on her own. Like I'll probably still help her out with the car a little bit, but it's smart of them to stay home and save money right now. And she's saving too. Like I asked her, she's so frugal. She's got like, I don't know, like 15 grand or something saved up. And I'm like, good, keep it going. You know, like keep doing that.
This this is wild. Imagine having a kid at 58.
Damn.
Wow.
Well, that's like what millionaires do, those dudes. Oh yeah, I can't tell that story. Oh, shit.
What is it
remind me to tell that story off the show. I got some interesting stuff, but I can't tell it on here. Sorry, guys.
Maybe next time.
Are you sure?
Yeah, maybe next time. Maybe when I'm drinking or something, you guys can get the story out of me. My friends will be embarrassed though. That's the problem.
I was actually wondering, do you still drink that same beer?
Rogue? No, I can't. I tried it recently. I went and bought a 6-pack and I tried to drink a bottle and I couldn't, but I did have it at a bar on tap and it was good, but in the bottle, I just can't. I don't know.
That was like your jam for quite a while.
It was very much so. There'd be nights when I'd be like 12 beers down And I remember like I was literally, because that was during COVID, and I would have to go to Bevmo, and they would only bring in like 4 to 6 6-packs of that beer. So like I would buy out everything they had, and then they'd be out for like a week, and then I'd have to go get it again like really quick. It was pretty bad. So,
wow,
pretty bad. That makes sense as to why when you see pictures and I'm like, holy crap, I was like really heavy. So I was on social media, and this dude, oh shoot, Toby, I can't think of his last name right now. Sorry, Toby. I'm totally flaking on your last name right now. But anyways, this dude Toby on social media, he posted a picture of this cup, right? This cup right here is laser engraved, and it has a schematic for a walk-in freezer with an 8145 defrost clock. This is like a really common schematic for like a true freezer or something like that. Has everything etched into the cup. So he's not selling it. He just told me it was just on Amazon. I just Googled it, and they have a whole bunch of cups like these. That's really cool.
It is cool.
Nobody's even seen it yet. Like I haven't taken it to a supply house or anything, but yeah, it's like a full legit correct schematic showing starting components, limit switches, heaters. It's pretty cool.
Where'd you get it?
Amazon.
Amazon.
I mean, it's straight off the boat, so it was only like $20, and it's probably covered in mercury and all kinds of weird crap.
That's a cool cup, to be honest.
Straight off the boat from China.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah. So that whole China AI thing, I don't know. That kind of dumped the
but it's pretty
market.
It's pretty much recovered. Well, crypto pretty much recovered. The stock market's kind of my Nvidia is still a little bit down, but it's going to be fine.
I was actually thinking about buying Nvidia today.
Well, shoot, you should have bought it when it crashed because it went low. I should have dumped a bunch more money, but like I'm kind of pushing what I want to have invested right now. And I'm like, I don't really want to put any more money in the market. I want to, but I'm like, I shouldn't.
Yeah. Well, nobody wants to hear about that, but
Nope. So I went to a service call today on a exhaust fan.
Yeah.
Not working in a restroom. And when I get there, I found out it was the employee restroom. And I'm like, oh, okay. So I opened the door, and they have a kegerator in the employee restroom.
Was it working?
Wow.
No, but I was like, wouldn't it be funny if it was? It's like they got their priorities straight. It's a nasty ass, like they need to clean that too. The employees are pigs there, but look at, there's no ass gaskets either. So everybody just raw dogs it on the toilet.
Oh my God.
That's like a typical, that's like the tile that all restaurants use.
100%. Everybody, whenever I post videos, they're like, I know what restaurant it is from the tiles. And then they guess and it's wrong. But it's like, that's a really common tile for every restaurant.
They have that tile from like McDonald's to Burger King to freaking like a little bit nicer restaurants. Everyone's got that tile.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but that washroom represents the fucking management, staff, and that restaurant all in one, man. That's nasty, dude.
It's a leadership thing, right?
Yeah, 100%. 100%. So, yeah, crazy.
So I just ordered today, guys. I just ordered a, which I don't know because I haven't been a big fan of Field Piece or not Field Piece, Yellow Jacket lately.
Yellow Jacket.
What are your thoughts on Yellow Jacket tools?
The last Yellow Jacket tool that I owned that I truly liked would either be like when they were actually selling service wrenches, refrigeration service wrenches, or the old school brass manifold. That was the last Yellow Jacket tool that I owned and liked.
See, I bought when that color, this was like how many years ago now, Joe?
The 51, whatever it's called.
The colored screen digital manifold. I bought that right when it came out. And I like, as soon as I started using it, I'm like, I mean,
that's the one where your fingers didn't react right? It didn't.
It was the reaction was okay, but like the hook was stupid. The way the angle of the hook in that, it made it like it was just a weird setup. And then like the whole wired clamp thing was kind of weird, and how you have to plug it in, unplug it. I just wasn't a fan. But I wanted to about 2 years ago, I donated my Field Piece hot wire anemometer to a local school because I never used it. Yeah, you know, I had better tools and I was not really traversing duct. But I got to up my game, teaching air balancing and that. I want to be really good at traversing duct in that. So 2 things I just bought, right? I bought the Yellow Jacket makes a wireless hot wire anemometer, which is pretty cool.
Really?
The app looks awesome. Yeah, that's the one I donated.
Yeah.
That's the one I donated. Is that the STA2 or whatever it is?
Yeah, the STA2.
Yeah.
Wow, look at that thing.
So
I like the test though. It's awesome. So
yeah, I was looking at the test though. It was pretty. Actually, Yellow Jacket is more expensive.
This is the psychrometer before the JobLink psychrometers.
Yeah,
this was your dual. No, this was big because it had total or target exit evaporator temp. So it gave you a general idea of what your evaporator temperature should be. But it made some assumptions because it didn't know the SEER rating of the equipment. So it was telling you a target. So yeah.
Hey, Albert, but their hoses and low loss fittings really suck. Sorry, Adam. Albert, so whose are good? Question.
What?
No, Albert says their hoses and low loss fittings really suck. I'm assuming he's talking about Yellow Jacket.
So Yellow Jacket, in my opinion, had the best hoses, but nobody sells them anymore. We can only find JB hoses now.
Right.
Yeah, I like the Yellow Jacket hoses with the ball valves on it.
I don't. Oh, yeah, no, ball valves. Yeah, I never like low loss. I only like ball valves.
Yeah.
And the Yellow Jacket, the Yellow Jacket ball valves are the same as the JB ball valves. It's the ones that I use are the ball valves with the 6-inch hose with the 45-degree fitting on it, and it still has the ball valve.
I don't like the 6-inch hose.
Those are my favorite.
It's like because it could like from whatever I don't remember this ever happened before. I don't remember. I don't know if it's like my truck, this particular truck or whatever. But what I've noticed, manifolds now hanging them on the back door of my truck.
Fall off
as I'm driving. The freaking hoses come unscrewed all the time. That never happened before. Why does it happen now?
I don't know. Me too.
Like every time I open the back door, one of the hoses is unscrewed.
So anyways, which tool did you buy from them?
I don't remember the model number, but it's a wireless hot wire anemometer. And I was like looking at, they had like a short little video, and I don't see any reviews. I don't think many people bought this thing yet. I actually bought it with my points. My True Tech tool.
Oh, I've been banking those lately, and I've got probably like 100 or 150 bucks in points or something.
I bought in the last couple weeks. I bought the Retro Tech, that little smoker thing.
That is in my cart. I was gonna pick that up.
Yeah,
that's an awesome tool. I gotta tell you, I like that tool a lot. I was skeptical about it. It's a cool tool. You guys should.
I want to ask you about that garage. Can you elaborate on a little bit? I seen your post in HVAC Overtime Facebook group. That smoke. What's going on there? Because that's pretty neat. Because that's a common thing I find.
So that house, I actually have to write some stuff up about that. That house is a basket case. There's, they have a bunch of like small issues, but a lot of like, think of it. What do they call it? Death by 1,000 cuts, right? You have all kinds of small issues, but so. That garage was like probably the smallest of their worries. And to be honest, it's probably not the biggest concern for them because they don't even use the garage for cars. They have couches out there and they sit outside and smoke in their garage. But sucking cigarette smoke into the house, right? And if they start using the garage, it could become an issue. That house, the 2 bedrooms in the front side of the house, they are 10 degrees colder, easy 10 degrees colder. I saw Clive post, he was making fun of somebody today or yesterday, and it made me miss Clive. I'm like, I want to hang out with that guy again,
It's been a while.
Yeah. But the bedrooms, when it's really cold outside, easy 10 degrees colder on the second floor, right?
Oh, wow.
Most of the time, what you normally find in houses, especially 2-story houses, the second floor is warmer than the first floor, right? Like, you see hot air rising and it's leaking out. Well, it's cold. The second floor house has it overhangs the front of the house. So the second floor, it overhangs. So there's a little cantilever. They have air leakage in the cantilever.
Those are the worst.
They have crappy ductwork, undersized ductwork, low system airflow. You name it. There's all kinds of stuff. There's ventilation issues with the house, equipment sizing issues. So I just have to go through one by one. I got to write everything up. They're actually going after the state. Everyone in that subdivision, they're still building the houses. And the guy got nervous because I went over there on a Sunday. I went over there on a Saturday. And the Saturday, the builder was working and they were putting up houses, right? So I drove by and I took a couple discrete pictures as I was driving by of like how they were putting them together. And then I went there on a Sunday and there was nobody there. And they have houses without doors on them. So what do you think I do?
Go in.
Walk in there, go check
Go into the house.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
And I told this guy who owns the house that I took some pictures of the houses as they were going up in there. He's like, you can't tell anybody that. That's trespassing. I'm like, okay. Like,
yeah, just don't post them online. That's the only thing.
Yeah.
Because then they'll go after you. But you know what's interesting? So, you know, I understand the tiniest bit about building science.
Don't post them online. We're talking about it online.
Yeah, you can talk about it, but just don't name the housing place, and because they'll sue you right now. The home inspectors are driving everybody nuts by going into these new track homes, and they're just filing lawsuits like crazy. But I was watching a YouTube family that we watch, and I'm watching them buy probably a $5 to $8 million house in Utah. They're like in Provo, Utah, super nice area. And I'm watching it, and I understand the tiniest bit about building science, so it's kind of sad to see this multi-million-dollar home being built, and I'm just like, oh my gosh, that's going to be a problem. But granted, they have dry climate there, right? So they don't have humidity. So,
well, were you were at AHR, right? You were in the conversation when we were standing around talking to who? The one and only, the greatest of all time, who?
Eugene Silverstein.
Eugene Silverstein.
By the way, wait, before we go into this story, Eugene, dude is a trip to have like a real candid conversation with. Dude has stories for days. Like, he used to be a magician. And when he tells that story, you're like, wait, what? Dude was part of some serious magic tricks, and like with
freaking
David
you guys
Copperfield.
remember when they made the Statue of Liberty disappear?
Yeah.
That was him.
Yep. That was his idea, his trick. Isn't that awesome? What the hell just happened?
But anyways, it was funny because Eugene was building a new house in Florida, right, Chris?
Yeah.
And I'm like, oh, are you doing the design? He's like, no, they don't let me do that. And he's like, but it seems pretty good, because we're right on target. It's like 500 square feet per ton. I'm just like,
oh yeah, it wasn't it. He has well, yeah. Anyways, yeah, we don't need to go any deeper, but yeah, that was pretty funny.
But I just thought that was funny because it's like, I would have thought he would not have said that.
So I'm watching this, and I'm also watching this YouTuber who has, a significant amount of money, right? So they can afford to say, after the house is built, the slab is poured, the walls are up. He goes, you know what? We want radiant flooring. So now they're having to add radiant flooring, right? And they're running electrical.
Like a pour over?
Yeah, they're doing no, they're not even doing a pour over. They use that really thin, and they're tiling on top of it.
So they use like these mats.
Yeah, like these weird mats or whatever. But the whole thing is that just the electric stuff. They had to tear up the walls, drill holes everywhere. So it's just interesting to see the other side, because I hear contractors that do, high-end residential stuff complaining about how someone changes something, but to actually see the consumer making a video about how they changed something was interesting. But just the whole house and how inefficient it's going to be. And it's like, this is a multi-million-dollar house. And it's gorgeous, but yeah, some of the decisions.
I think? Like, I don't want to spend the money to build a house, but I would love to like be in charge of spending somebody else's money.
Yeah.
To build a really efficient.
Well,
house.
imagine being like Matt Rissinger, like the builds that he does, where he's like, yeah, those builds, those are multi-million-dollar builds that he's doing on some of those houses, and that's pretty crazy, to be able to do that. But you also have to be there. I mean, you're selling someone something high efficiency. There's going to be some lawsuits coming if it's not perfect. So
yeah,
there's a lot of risk in there too.
Yeah.
But go ahead.
I was just going to tell you too. I forgot. There's one other tool that I just bought unofficially.
Yeah.
I should have him autograph it. I bought a used tool.
You should post it up so I can see it.
I don't have it in front of me, but I bought a Fluke has a manometer to measure velocity and airflow with a pitot tube.
Okay.
And I bought it from Jeremy Garcia.
Oh, cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's pretty
awesome.
cool. To get that.
I was actually going to bring up that we've got the symposium next week. So next Thursday, I'm flying out Wednesday. Next Thursday and Friday, we got the symposium, and it's going to be a lot more people this year. I think there's 500 tickets sold, I think. Because they moved it to a new venue. So
that makes me a little bit nervous. Like, all right, so now I have to speak in front of all these freaking people.
Yeah, but I don't think it's gonna be different than HR, dude.
Hey, well, there was quite a few people when I did last year at AHR, but Brian's talking at the same time as me, so I'll probably have like 10 people in mind, and he'll have an
gotcha.
influx of people.
I don't know. So like, I'm my wife's coming with me, and because we're staying for AHR.
Yeah.
And I don't know, like I was trying to think, like there's not really anything for her at the symposium. She's not going to be really filming for me there. So I don't know that she's going to come.
So we should get together. I need to meet Jill. I think we should go out to dinner, We should do that.
We're going to have to do it. Well, we could talk more. We don't have to bore everybody, but my schedule gets booked on Saturday. So I'm open every other day of the symposium and everything. So
Saturday's the only day you're free?
No, Saturday that's when everything's booked, I'm saying. So like I'm busy Saturday, I'm busy Sunday, I'm busy Monday, I'm busy Tuesday.
You're busy every day.
Except for Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. So
well, I'm not gonna be there Friday.
After the symposium?
Oh, symposium. I'm talking about HR.
Like well, it's all the same time, bro. Yeah. That's what I'm saying. Well, anyways, we'll talk about that later. This is boring.
Not boring. This is good stuff here.
This is riveting. But so yeah, symposium coming up. And then we also have, is that a CO detector?
Yeah.
I need to pick up one of those. Where'd you get that one at?
Citron. This is from TrueTechTools.com. Ding!
Isn't Citron, are they associated with Infocon or are they competitors with Infocon?
I don't know.
Oh, anyways.
This is pretty rigid. Guess what, Joe?
What?
I don't know if you could read this. Let's see if you guys could read this. Ready? Look at that. Look embossed in the bottom.
Designed in Italy.
Designed in Italy, baby.
No wonder it's good.
Eat a little spaghetti.
Yep.
No wonder it's great. I should get that actually, just because it says that.
So you don't got to go into crazy detail, but the chat's kind of really curious what the hell happened to your face, Joe.
Oh, I just did some kind of treatment. That's all.
He let a dude give him a facial. That's exactly what happened.
Dude, do me facial. Yeah. That's all.
It's peeling off now.
It was actually just done today. I wasn't going to make. I was like, the show. Then I'm like, you know what?
It was a laser, right?
Yeah, laser.
Does it make noise? It's like.
Yeah,
it doesn't work.
Earbuds in.
Why didn't it work?
Yeah, you hear it. For sure.
Oh, there you go.
All right.
Speaking of lasers,
I got to call Doug. Doug, I'm not trying to ignore you. I've had a couple of very busy days, Doug. I apologize. The 922 doesn't hold zero for even a minute. Uh-oh.
Which one's the 922?
Maybe that's why he told me not to pay him until I get it and play with it.
Oh, that's probably why.
Maybe
you know, I used to like, because I don't like to save crap because I hate, just shit building up in drawers and crap. So I tend to throw stuff away a lot. And I kind of regret it because now I'm like, oh, I like those old tools that are way over here.
Yeah.
That's weird. Oh, no, they're over there. Yeah, over here. And it's like, why don't I save my old stuff? Because in 20 years, I'm going to be like, oh, my God, this was such a big deal. So,
yeah.
I don't know. You know what I used to love back in the day, like maybe around the year 2000. Fieldpiece had I can't remember what the model number is. I actually just threw one out recently. But it's their what was it? I don't even remember what it was called. It was like a psychrometer / whatever.
Oh, the little pen psychrometer?
No, it had a K-type coupler with a little sock on it. You're supposed to get it wet in distilled water or whatever to do, and you could figure out target superheat with it.
Oh, are you talking about the one that was the handle for the that would clip onto the meter that you could do everything with? That was their program. That used to be, that's what Fieldpiece sold me on, was you would buy one meter and then you could have a voltage head, an amp head, refrigerant pressure head, like all these different heads.
I don't know about, I knew it came apart. I don't know.
Yeah, that's what it was. It was for that. I gave it, I kind of regret that because I had every one of those. That was like long before videos. I bought that whole kit And of all people, Jim Bergman was the one who sold it on me, or sold it, online. I found Jim Bergman way back in the day when he still owned True Tech Tools, and he used to do YouTube videos for their tools. And so he was the one that sold me on the field piece system because I watched all of his videos. And then that was the times that I found like Reardon and Wolf.
I want to throw my phone out the window, by the way. Sorry, I cut you off.
No.
Okay. Nothing. Sorry. Go ahead.
We need context there.
Oh, no, nothing.
Is that your girlfriend? Is that your girlfriend?
No, I'm not saying any comments. Sorry about that.
That's his girlfriend. That was his girlfriend.
Anything, no comments. All I'm gonna say is just my phone lets me go nuts sometimes.
Was that cute? Was that Cutie Pie?
Yeah, Cutie Pie.
Isn't that her name?
Jerome. Raquel. Anyways, Chris, do you have that picture you could put up?
Yeah, let's do it. You gonna set this up?
Yeah, actually, I'm gonna post a video up probably tonight or tomorrow because
tell the story and then I'll click it up.
Yeah, no, because I showed up to a unit and I was looking for the unit and I finally realized I found the unit. It was fucking buried. They were getting a gas smell in the building, and the two firefighters.
What the heck, bro?
I know, crazy, eh?
Like, how many other units are on that roof buried?
Just this one. It's just this one on this side.
Oh, because to me it looks like that roof keeps going.
Yeah.
Okay,
exactly.
You guys have to have like special support to support all this, the weight of the snow on these roofs. Like that?
Well, you'll see in the video when I post that's the drift and it's covering the unit. Like he said, there's a higher roof on top. It's probably like no snow, pretty much, and then there's a drift that covered that unit, and then on my side behind me, it's pretty much empty again. So it's just a big drift.
So that snow on the higher roof is falling in small amounts and the wind's blowing it over, right? And it's burying everything on the other side of this lower section.
Exactly. And he's like, oh yeah, we installed I thought we installed a snow fence. So I go up there, I'm like, yeah, there's no snow fence.
So what was the gas smell?
That's what I think I was talking to Chris.
Me and you were talking about it, yeah.
Yeah.
I had an assumption, and that was your same assumption, wasn't it?
Yes. Yeah. And it was buried. So that pathway you see right there, that's because I did that. You'll see in the video, it's like you can only see a speck of the unit, okay? So, and it was still running sometimes, for sure. So, saying that, there was like a little hole where the muffler was. Saying that, was there a leak in the train before the gas meter? Was the gas meter, like Chris and I was saying, stuck sometimes trying to light, and it made its way back to the blower section? It's a sealed unit, so who knows? Is there a leak outside and it was coming inside?
I was wondering if somehow it was starting combustion, but then combustion stopped for some reason, maybe because it was suffocated or something. But then the gas for some reason was still like, I was trying to wrap my head around why they would smell gas, but that's the only thing I could think of.
I don't know about the smelling gas thing, but being that it was like covered, that blows my mind, because if you think of the way snow usually works, even like around me, I get a lot of snow too, right? I'm in the Chicagoland area, and they have restrictions, or like they say best practice, right? For houses, like when you terminate an exhaust vent, like those flush mount kits or whatever on the side of a house, you need to be up. You're supposed to be up above the snow level. Right. Most people don't put it up above the snow level, but they don't get buried because it doesn't snow fast enough for it to get covered, because as it's snowing, it's melting because it's cycling on and off and you're blowing hot air, right?
Yes.
So that's what makes me wonder, this is a lot of snow. Did that freaking thing turn off for that long of a time that it couldn't melt the snow around that the exhaust?
Well, you'll see in the video that I was eventually trying to dig to the disconnect just to get to something. The disconnect, maybe I'll just cycle it or something just to get it going because I freed it. But while I was looking for it, all of a sudden, it's running. It started running. So I'm like, sweet, screw the disconnect. The economizer, by the way, got ripped off with the weight of the snow. So that snow is not fluffy, by the way, because it's drift and it's packed. So I told the guy, you'll see in the video, that he's like, asked me, is this something you guys do or something, I could get my roofer company
to clear the roof? Did you tell him, like, hey, what you need to do is like move to Missouri? Yeah. You don't have to deal with this crap anymore?
Well, you'll see in the video, I said, well, I'm here now. I'll get rid of just a little bit around, where blah, blah, blah. I'm like, and call them to do the rest. So he's like, so what's our remedy here? I go, shovel. So he went to go grab a shovel. I went there and I just started clearing up. You'll see in the video, I cleared up and it was going. And there was another call.
And didn't you say the fire department had gone there?
So the fire department went there in the first thing in the morning when they smelled gas. So they had their meters on them and they're not picking up anything. Plus they have a warehouse meter that goes off, because they have propane forklifts, blah, blah, blah. Nothing was going off. But they smelled the tinge of gas. Remember, guys, gas. You can smell a difference. When I went in, I smelled a little tinge too of gas, not monoxide. So, and I had my meter, had monoxide meter on me, nothing. So they tried to open up the hatch and they couldn't get it open. So they said, it's a little north of north. So they're like, whatever, we don't have a long enough ladder, fuck it. We don't smell it up here in the cavity that's all open.
So they just bounced.
They just bounced. So when I up there, I'm like, this is bogus. I got to get up there somehow. So I got my torch and go, guys, I'm just going to torch the door a bit, the aluminum door with whatever. I torched a little bit. One side was freeing and the other side wasn't freeing. And of course, you're on a ladder. So finally, my head, my arm, I got it, got a screwdriver. I got it open. It was heavy as shit. You know how it is. Super fucking hero it. I got it open and then I went up and I seen that. So thank God.
I have a video. I just recently found it. It's so cringe, but it was a service call. It was an emergency service call at a restaurant. And they said, the fire department says we have carbon monoxide. We need you now. And I'm like, okay. So as I'm driving, and this location was an hour and a half from my shop. So as I'm driving in my head, I remember this. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay. And I kind of had a high idea. I was thinking an air balance issue when I was driving there. And I get there, sure enough. But what blew my mind, it was a massive air balance issue. What blew my mind was the fire department had left. They didn't shut down the restaurant. They had a full dining room, a full kitchen. The reason why the fire department showed up was because multiple employees had been reporting getting sick. And so the fire department had to show up to check on them. And when they found a problem, all they did was tell them to call your mechanical contractor, and they propped open the back door of the restaurant and the fire department left.
That's wild.
I couldn't believe that. They just straight up left. Wow. And I'm like, so I show up thinking the whole place, the fire department was going to be there. No, normal operation. I'm like, what happened? And I bring a carbon monoxide detector. And as I'm walking towards the water heater room, it's going crazy. And I go to shut the door and they're massively negative on the building, like really bad, because their makeup air unit and an economizer was broken. So they had no makeup air going into the building and the exhaust were pulling it out. They were drafting from the flue pipes back into the building, and it had been happening for a couple of days. Employees were getting sick. Wow. It's freaking crazy, man. These restaurants,
you're lucky.
Did you have one of these little guys with you?
No, I have the really, really expensive Fluke stick carbon monoxide detector that's about 8 inches tall that costs like $800 or something stupid back in the day. It was like stupid expensive. Maybe it was $400, but it was dumb, whatever it was.
So you know what I just realized? I'm playing with quarters over here. You know the new quarters, they changed the direction of George Washington's head?
Yeah, don't get all conspiracy theory on us now. Like 100%, bro. If Bill was here, he'd tell you why.
Why?
Yeah, sure.
What'd they do? I don't get it. He's been facing the same way. He's been looking the same way for 100 years. And
I'm sure some people in the comments know the conspiracies with the quarters and why they moved the heads. People,
there's a conspiracy on that.
Oh yeah, bro. It's like all political too. It's like it's ridiculously dumb. So sorry if anybody in the chat is all into that crap. I don't know.
I discovered something.
Yeah.
So let me tell you, I ran a little bit of a call last week. I told Joe about it, right? This guy has a snow melt system. He's got 2 snow melts, one for his house and one for the garage. Neither one of them do a driveway. It's just like the sidewalks and the steps around his house. And oddly enough, the one for his garage, it does the sidewalk and the front apron around the garage. And he was having an issue with it. It wasn't melting the snow. But at that time, it was really, really cold outside. It was like, it snowed and then the temperature dropped like that. Boom. Really quick. What's that?
The CO220 is the carbon monoxide detector that I have from Fluke. And I just Googled it right now. It was like $700. It was stupid expensive. I remember
the new ones. I mean, there's a couple different brands, but these are pretty freaking cheap and they're very nice. You know what I mean?
$300-400 at them.
I don't even think they are even that. I want to say they're like 200 or less.
Canadian.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Canadian. Yeah, we don't speak that. You know.
I just have the Klein one right now, but I want to get that one for sure. It's smaller. You know how it is. Everything smaller is better.
I mean, the cheapest CO detector you could get is like a canary, right? You buy a bird at the pet store and put it on your shoulder and start walking around.
So the community that we surround ourselves with, as far as like the educator side, I kind of feel left out because I don't have a personal CO meter that I can post on social media, because everybody else posts about like where they find high CO levels and they have really cool stories about when they're traveling. And it's like, wow, we're traveling.
I have an extra one. I'll give it to you. You can have it.
I need one.
I'll give it to you at the symposium.
All right. That'll be cool. And then I could start posting. I could be part of the cool kids group.
Yeah, but you got to carry it everywhere because it doesn't count if you don't carry it around with you.
That's true. See, that's the one.
That's true.
That is the one.
You're gonna finish that story, Adam, or else I'm gonna go to a next.
Oh yeah. So this was installed. Actually, I installed it several years. What was it, like 5 years ago, Joe? Something like that. I installed that thing.
Something like that.
But it has a what's the snowmelt control? The newer, not the really nice one, not the Wi-Fi Techmar control. Was it 6 something?
565 or something.
564,
654,
or something. It's the one. It's like a little vertical Techmar snowmelt control. But yeah, like I was saying, it snowed and then immediately the temperature dropped. The house, all the snow was clear. The back, snow on the what is this?
Go ahead, Adam.
Oh, no, that was pretty funny to Joe.
Yeah,
that is true. No, he's got the queen on it.
A couple one-liners today.
He's got
a couple one-liners today's nastier on it.
He's got.
I need to get my audio fixed because that calls for a ding, but I don't have the dinger anymore.
I have one button, and it's a gamble on my. I don't even know why it's on here. I don't know what sound it is. So let's see. Oh, it's some synthwave music. Look at that. That's the only sound I got.
I have to warn. I need to, next time I'm at the NCI headquarters, I need to go and delete all the old sound off my old mixer.
Did you at least pull the memory? Did you pull the memory card out, or did you leave it in there?
I must have left it in there. I didn't.
Dude, that memory card's probably from like an old Samsung phone from years ago. You probably pulled it out of that and shoved it. That thing's got some.
Imagine they're trying to be professional, trying to segue to something else, and all of a sudden they hear boing, boing, or something.
We had some crazy sounds on that thing. I gotta tell you that right now.
Yeah, we did. Oh my gosh.
But anyways, go on. Back to my story. I'm finishing it this time. Don't interrupt me, people. Nobody is allowed to comment right now. Right?
Go for it.
I got ADHD, I think, or autism.
I think I'm autistic.
Just go.
Dude, I went on like the autism algorithm today, and I'm convinced. I'm fucking 100% convinced, dude.
I mean,
go ahead, Adam. Go ahead.
All right. So anyways, this thing, I get in there and I'm looking for immediately I'm like wondering, oh, is there a fault on the boiler? What's going on? Blah, 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 and the boiler was running. And I go down and look at the snowmelt control, and you can tell like what's going on with the sensor, and if it's calling for snowmelt and blah blah blah. You can go through all the settings. There's like what do they call it? View, the
status, or just
it's the view menu. I think it is.
Oh yeah,
right.
View status.
Techmar. So yeah, it's running. I'm like, what the heck? How is this thing not heating? Right. And I grabbed the supply line, and it's warm. I'm like, what? I don't understand what's not going on. And I look at I have the manifold for the PEX. It has the the little flow meters on it where you can see how much flow is going through. I got flow. So I got flow, I got gas, what's going on? And I just start staring. I'm like watching it, just when you just kind of want to see what's going on.
Of course.
I'm just sitting there babysitting it. And one thing I noticed is after watching it for a few minutes, it's a Navian combi boiler, right? And the boiler would ramp up. The target temperature on the boiler was 130 degrees. And it has a Techmar modulating mixing valve. And as it was up to 130 degrees, the modulating mixing valve would modulate all the way down to the lowest position. And then once it got down to the lowest position, the boiler would ramp down. And when that would ramp down, eventually, shortly after, it would cycle off. Then the mixing valve would open all the way up. The boiler would start, modulate all the way up. then it would it would go back and forth, back and forth. So weird that I never experienced this before, but the solution, all I did was turn down the water temperature on the boiler.
Yeah.
That was
to be honest, to stop the short cycling. But to be honest with you, have any experience with Navians on snowmelt? I feel like that's a lot of pressure on them. It's like, I don't know, how long will they last?
Why do you say that?
I don't know. It's just, I don't know.
I mean, the way I look at it is there's two things. Number one, they say I looked into it beforehand because I wanted to make sure that it was rated for glycol. And they said you could use, there's no problem with that. You could use glycol in the Navian. And then it's a condensing boiler, right? So it's more efficient the colder the water, the return water temperature that comes back. So like what's going to happen? I don't know.
I just never see him, and I don't know.
Oh. I'm gonna totally fucking 180 right now. The show.
Go for it.
Went shopping with my wife like 2 days ago. She's like, "Hey, will you run to the store with me?" Okay, cool. We went and ran some errands, and my daughter needed to go to the craft store, and I'm sitting in the car. I just drop them off. We have dinner. Yeah, we have dinner. And then they go shopping in one of the stores, and I'm just sitting in the car waiting like an old man, and it hits me. I got to shit, and I got to shit bad. So I call my wife. I'm like, "Do they got a bathroom there?" Yeah, I don't know. That's weird. They look fake. But I go up to the bathroom. I barely make it to the back of the store. The door is locked. So I walk back up to the front, like trying not to shit my pants. And I ask the people, "Is there a code for the bathroom?" They're like, "The bathroom's closed." I'm like, "None of them?" She goes, "Yeah, they're all closed." And I'm like, oh shit. It's coming, dude.
Literally.
I make it downstairs to another store, just barely make it, dude. I successfully did not shit my pants, so things are getting better.
So, that's good.
Yes.
Good.
Is there an electronic mixing valve for a hot water tank? I don't think so, right? Because you need for a modulating electronic mixing valve, it's 0 to 10 volt DC input voltage is required.
Yeah, or like you said, 20 depending. It comes from Europe, but they all have those funky, anyways.
Nope.
But yeah.
I
better pull this off. We're sitting here staring at a picture of Joe's thing that's not telling the story about anymore.
That's true. I'm like, we're so stupid because this has been up there for like a half hour.
People are like, what's going on?
Turn that off.
I was gonna actually, this is a good topic for all of you guys to chime in before we get out of here. We got some time to talk about it. So I'm in a little, it's not a pickle, it's a good thing actually. I'm working for a company, of course, but I also have my own registered company on the side. And I have jobs coming up that are big. So there's a rooftop unit of one of my clients wants to do. It's like, oh, you could do, yeah, I could do that rooftop. So he wants me to price it out. Now, I don't want to do it by myself. Obviously, the company I'm with is set up for that on the construction side. And I know the guy, he's a nice guy. And I told him, I go, listen, I'll go together with you. I want my name on there, and I want you could put your name on there. But you know, I kind of hinting it to him, like, listen, profit share, there's no, you know, a majority. I want it down splat in the middle, if anything, even more me. So I want to know, it's going to be interesting how this is going to pan out, because I just proposed this to them. I got this one rooftop unit, and there's one whole house in a prestigious area that we're going to do a lot of floor warming, snow melt.
So you're thinking about bringing your company in to make it easier, and then more or less you're just asking for a commission, because if you do that, then your company's taking the liability, which is great for you. You're getting a bigger commission plus your hourly pay on the job. That's essentially what you're trying to do. And
right.
I think, yeah.
So that's feels like, hey, I want to cut you guys in on my side job. Are you interested?
Yeah. You know, I'm straight up blunt with it. And you know what? They know. I see where you're saying, Michael, and I think if I was
I would say no too. I would say no too.
I would say
no. I think I would have too for the most part, but it's a different kind of relationship. It's a different situation. Like, I'm more residential on my side jobs. They're all commercial, and I'm pretty good with them on the lead hand. They trust me. I'm not looking to fuck them over in any way.
Yeah.
So I think we can work together.
If it's a commission, I would allow it. We would figure out some way to make it a commission, but the company's going to make more profits than you, though, because they're taking on the insurance liability.
Yes.
So they're going to give you like 30%, you know, or 20% or something is what you're going to.
I wouldn't go less than 30, and I might not even go less than 35.
I don't think they're going to do it. I'd say there's
because
0% chance they're going to say yes.
Nah, I don't think they
I
will.
think they will. Listen, I'm even going to try to get a maintenance contract.
You know what? This is Canada, and they do things different up there. So
they got a rooftop. They got 4 boilers I put. They got 4 VRFs another company put, and we could do the filters on that. We could start doing all that stuff. So there's a big maintenance contract there too. But to be honest with you, this is the relationship I have, Chris. The service manager, was telling me, listen, when so-and-so did this one time, the other guy kind of claimed that was his job. So just be aware. This is the service manager, not even service manager, the manager, general manager. So she knows she's looking out for me. It's a different, I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Listen, I'm the one who has to agree, right? And they know if they don't agree, I'm still going to do it regardless. And I'll find some other people to help me.
What about Mateo? Why don't you get Mateo?
Right. I could ask Mateo, I could say, listen, let's do this. So I think they want in. Listen, they're making money. Look, this week was probably a little slow for us this week. There's going to be stuff coming, but, like times like this, we could have done it. Bam, rooftop unit. 20K, 25K, whatever it is. Could have both made some money and have another worker. There's a couple workers there just, working hourly and whatever.
So when you guys talk to each other in Canada and if you say, hey, I got this idea, does everyone say like, eh? Do they does it have a response back? Like, how often does somebody say something like that, Joe?
When you go to like official places, do people wear the wigs and shit?
That's
like
Jewish.
government
That's
offices.
Jewish people. Sorry?
No. Like, do your government officials? Yeah. Do your government officials wear wigs and shit?
Some judges, I think, did.
What like this type of wig, June? This type of wig.
Not like that, but I think I did see a couple of judges like that, like the hardcore,
still
you guys
to
do
this
it.
day?
You guys, your Supreme Court, don't they do it?
No, they don't.
Do they? I don't fucking know.
I thought
we don't do that. That's like Parliament. That's England.
Oh, okay. Anyways,
I don't know.
So we're gonna find out how that pans out. We got that one. I think that's the first one that's gonna happen. Sorry?
I don't think it's gonna happen.
You don't think so? Why do you say that? I think
you're gonna have to call Mateo because it's like you're asking for a lot for a company. Every company has a certain amount of overhead they got to cover, and that.
Okay, so what do you want? What do you think the right percentage is? So they're gonna pay the employees. Remember, they're gonna get employee. They're right.
You already sell the job for a certain dollar amount.
Sorry.
Is it already sold for a certain dollar amount?
It's gonna be around 20 to 25K rooftop.
But you already gave the guy the price.
No, I didn't give the guy a price.
Because the thing is, you don't understand. Maybe you do understand, but you have to have an understanding of what their overhead is because they have to make X amount of dollars, and then they look at what their profit dollars are, right?
Sure.
So I think without understanding what they need to make, I don't know how you would be able to quote it in order to get your amount of pay out of it, unless you said, hey, how much would we charge for this? And then say, if you want 20%, add 20% to the top for your.
Osvaldo says in Belize, they still wear wigs too.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
So behind.
The thing what helps Adam is it's a huge company, but our service department is small and we're kind of only like our own identity. And that's what kind of is different. And I think that's what helps. So we're not going to be huge. We're going to be fair. And I think I gave him the price already because he got a verbal price from another contractor until I came in, and it was around 25K. And
what size unit is it?
I think it was a 10-ton. So it's electric. It was electric Lennox 10-ton there, but he's bringing gas up there. And then we want to get the same in gas for, I can't remember what, I didn't look at the electric key, how much it is, how much wattage it was, but we're going to get the equivalent in gas, and it's 10-ton unit.
Speaking of which,
yeah,
I want to ask you your thoughts on this because I thought I asked ChatGPT something.
I know, Mike, you're right,
bro. ChatGPT legit is like you can have conversations with it and it'll blow your mind. If you're like messed up in the head, you can have like therapist conversations with it and it just spews like the facts that it knows.
So I was looking up how to perform an electrical load calculation on your house. Right.
Okay.
So similar to a heating and air load calculation, you're trying to figure out like how much load, like, you want to size your panel for no more than 80% of the load on your house. Right. So I was trying to figure out how do you come up with those numbers? and it's like there's math that you could do to figure that out. But then ChatGPT said, or if you want to do a real life load calculation, turn on all of the electric things in your house and open up your panel and go circuit by circuit and check the amperage of each circuit and then add it up and see if it's less than or more than 80% of the total amperage of the panel. What do you think about that?
I'm intrigued by that. It sounds interesting.
I don't know how you would turn on everything in your house, because it's like, what if you have plugs and this and that? Like, are you going to find all your freaking plug everything in? You got your freaking back massager and your vibrator and all that buzzing on the kitchen table.
Yeah, you can't actually. Yeah, you can't fucking do that. You're right.
I mean, how could you get? Yeah, it's going to be hard. Impossible. And then how? Yeah, no, I don't know. That's weird. It sounds like it could be done, but then like you're saying, yeah, when you try to add it all up, it's like, how's that all going to work? Yeah.
We were supposed to like organize and regroup and prepare like a couple months ago.
Yeah, and there's a lot of things we're supposed to do.
And we talked about it maybe twice. And now
actually, we talked about it like 10 times, but maybe you only heard it twice because you went AWOL on us for a few minutes.
We talked about talking about it. That's as far as we got.
That's as far as you got. We had conversations.
Oh, even Bill chimed up.
Yep. But no, we're just giving you shit.
Actually did. Maybe I should sue. Who's the maker of ChatGPT, by the way?
Mm-hmm. Oh, OpenAI. But dude, they ain't gonna get in no trouble. AI. Companies these days have so many freaking walls that they built around them when they built the company. You gotta understand, an AI company, how is that ever gonna be able to be like liable for anything? I don't think they're gonna ever be able to go after those guys. They built those companies so carefully.
Yeah, I think you got to look at like your continuous. You have continuous load, and then you have.
Oh, geez.
49% owned by Microsoft. Wow, I didn't know that. Microsoft is crazy.
Yeah, they invested a crap ton in that.
So who's the other 51 or whatever?
Well, there's Open
Gemini by Google, and then there's what's Musk's one.
There's one for Microsoft too, which I have right here. What is this one called? Copilot.
Yeah, there's a bunch of stuff out there. I'm still having a hard time, besides secretarial stuff and like conversational stuff. I just still have a hard time understanding how much AI is going to be in what we do. I understand in big industrial automation stuff, but like in the smaller stuff, how's AI really going to help us?
I mean, I'll tell you how I will tell you how it will affect what I do right now. My new job, right? Wire size and breaker size, whichever is less.
D rating factor allowed.
Yeah, I gotta look more into that. It's interesting.
Why is it so complicated to do some of these things these days? That's what I think AI can help us with, is maybe coming up with less complicated formulas and stuff to figure out things.
Yeah. But I have been working on this project that involves a lot of writing and pictures and illustrations. And it's like a grown-up version of a coloring book, kind of, but you don't color in it, I guess. And I've been spending a lot of time on it. And I've been struggling with it because I want it to be good, right? I've spent a lot of time on it. And I feel like AI will get to a point where you just say, hey, I want this and include this. And legit, you'll have 100 pages in 5 minutes.
Really?
Wow. Well, I will say, like, and I understand certain things. Like, I've used it a little bit. I used it to write a hiring post for social media. And I just said, write me a I'm hiring post, do this. And it came up with like 10 different drafts. And I said, nah, change that, remove this, say this. And it just kind of did it all. And then I looked at it and like changed some of the words so it actually looked like I said it, and then posted it. So it did that.
This is true. This is true. Actually, I was having this discussion with one of the guys from the NCI Training Center, Andrew, in Anaheim. We were talking about Measure Quick, right? And the guided workflow in that. And he's like, yeah, but if you're experienced, you don't need it, blah, blah, blah. But the thing is, Jim Bergman is correct. Like, if you teach somebody how to deploy probes,
yeah,
you could take somebody that's super green in a matter of weeks and have them out there actually figuring out what's wrong with the system, which it could take them years in the past, right?
Yeah, I agree. I do agree in that, but you still have to have mechanical common sense. You can't just send anybody in there because you're going to be there. And okay, I'm going to give you a perfect example. Video that I'm releasing soon. I went out and worked on a train package unit. It had a bad inducer motor. Okay. Or the inducer motor wasn't working. Long story. There's a whole video, but while I was changing the inducer board for the unit, I could hear for some reason that whenever the unit was in heat mode, the indoor blower motor was cycling on and off, on and off, on and off. But I didn't have the panels off. I could just hear it. I'm like, why is that happening? If you send an unskilled person to do that, they're going to go in there. Measure Quick's going to tell them, whatever it's going to tell them, but they still have to be able to hear things and know what it is.
That's true. But like, if you're deploying all your probes for Measure Quick and you're looking at the heating side, you will see something going on. Like, you'll see static pressure issues. You'll see there'll be weird anomalies that will start happening. And actually, that makes me want to test that and see what would Measure Quick say. What would Jim Bergman do if the fan was starting and stopping? Right?
Yeah. Yeah.
I used to enhance parts on my resume, then rewarded it to what I actually did on the job experience. It helped me find the language businesses like most. I agree. Yeah.
I totally understand it on a conversational side. I'm not doubting that AI is going to be revolutionary. I just can't visualize it yet, with the other stuff.
Would you buy for $30,000? Would you buy one of Elon Musk's robots if it can clean your house and cut your grass and clean your gutters?
No.
It's a good investment.
I think it's a really good. Dude, it's making you dinner. It's ordering you. But what were those movies? We were watching movies a couple months ago about AI murdering you and taking over the freaking world and stuff.
Second generation robots, maybe I'd consider buying, but not first generation. Those things are going to kill
second
people.
Generation. Chris, imagine that. You don't have to do nothing for $30K. That's peanuts for your years.
Well,
that's better than a nanny.
So we're going to go down this route, but in order to get to that kind of a society where people just have robots doing things for them, we have to have one collective society that the money system's got to be totally different, and that's not going to happen. I don't know. That's crazy.
I don't know. There's going to be if it does get that far, there's going to be a huge change in workforce. A lot of people are going to lose their jobs and have to find something else to do, right? And that's true. Clive says those are just toys. They can't do the things he says they do. I was watching videos, and I sent you guys the videos of the Tesla robots on that, and I was thinking, I'm like, that's not really talking. There's somebody sitting behind a desk having a conversation.
Oh shit. That's like a real doll on steroids. It actually moves back instead of just laying there.
Oh no.
Did you see that? Did I send you that video of the guy with the fake arm that he pressed the button on it and it was glitching and it was like
oh shit.
Oh man.
Seriously, it'd be nice to can you wipe my ass today, please? And you're sleepy, you're tired.
But guess what? First off, the whole robot thing and stuff, it's going to take a while to get to that, a very long time. Someone still has to fix the robots.
I don't know if think about it. Is it gonna take a real long time, Chris? When I was in high school, when I got home from high school and we wanted to go on the internet, we sat there and we called the AOL. We got our free 100 hours of AOL CD out.
True.
And then you had to dial up and you heard the beep-doo-doo.
My kids scared if they heard that.
And then you spent 6 hours downloading one Metallica song off Napster, right?
And the next morning you went up there and it failed during because it took that long that you had to go to bed, so then you had to re-download it again.
Yes,
and your mom was upstairs, and she picks up the phone to call somebody, and it kicks you offline in the middle of the download. Like, Mom!
Yeah.
And we had those phones where the Nokia phones with the only game that was on it was the Snake, right? And now we have computers that we carry around with us.
Yeah.
And so our cars drive themselves. I don't know if we're that far off. Like, things are happening very quickly, in my opinion.
Those cars that drive themselves are crazy. Who was it who posted, Ty or Bill Spone?
Spone. No, yeah.
Was it?
I think it was Bill Spone. But check this out, Adam. This technology right here. It freaking follows me all around the room.
Which one is that? Is that your phone?
That's just my phone, dude.
Crazy.
That's all that is. I'm filming with my phone right now. I just turned on center stage. So
wow.
If I was to go back here and work on something, it follows me right over here too.
That's pretty cool.
So your phone is all it's doing is like zooming in on what you're doing, or what is it?
It's focusing on me and following me. It just knows to follow me.
And is that only on the newest iPhone or whatever?
No, you can do it. Oh wait, I don't know. That is the newest iPhone though. So yeah, it is the newest iPhone. It's not this is my normal phone that I use. That's for videos and stuff. But you know, the thing about the iPhone stuff though is they still haven't figured out the video. The way they process the colors and stuff. I'm still filming on my Android. I just
they're nice, but I guess you gotta get used to me. I guess a lot of people just use the moderation one, and then they edit them themselves. I guess I don't know.
Yeah, it's kind of a pain.
So hey, Joe, speaking of, I know you're against TikTok and that. I just sold I sold my old phone for like $4,000 because it had TikTok on it.
Bullshit, bro. Did you?
No, but I could.
Dude, I have an iPhone 16 Pro Max, whatever the newest iPhone with a 2 terabyte hard drive, and it has TikTok on it. I want to fucking sell that right now. Who wants to buy it? I'll sell it to you.
But you can't get I thought you could get it now still. Like, I don't get it.
You can't download it. You can use it.
Really?
You already
had it. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Or at least that was the rumor. I don't know. I haven't tried to download it, but.
So you're grandfathered in right now, or else you're
grandfathered in. You know,
so like I have a freaking badass phone. Yeah.
That is so ghetto, man. Phone with TikTok, worth more.
Clive, great point. Clive says he'd worry about it panning around to stuff as he's walking around that he doesn't want seen. Now, I am in a room that is literally for filming. There's nothing in here that's bad, but I do have to remember things. Oh, the other thing that this phone does is it has something called desk view, and without moving the phone, it rotates the camera and allows you to partially look on a desk. So if I had it on my laptop, it would perfectly look at my desk and I could write on a piece of paper.
Just like Ozbot. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah, it's kind of crazy, but it won't do it with this because of where I have it placed. You'll just end up seeing like, watch, let me see. You'll see the back of my desk view.
So what would happen, Chris, if there's multiple people in the screen? That's not right. What would happen if there's like 2 people and you were walking around? Who would it zoom in on?
It might lock at him if you could lock it.
I don't know. It's, you know, Apple does really good at cool things, but then they also fall short on a lot of things too. So I bet you it would get totally confused. And
you should go get Jill, and you guys should walk back and forth in the room and see who it chooses.
She's not here. She's hobnobbing with fancy people right now. She's at a tennis tournament.
She looks like a hobnobber.
Yeah, she's actually convinced me to try to learn how to play tennis. So just wait, that's going to be a site where I'm like a fucking lop when I do anything. So
you should try learning. It's a good hobby.
I've been this last year. I was like basically at every one of my daughter's games, and I'm like starting to understand a little bit about the score and stuff like that, and some of the rules. So I'm like, this is kind of fun. I used to play racquetball too. So
racquetball is fun. That was like,
it's exhausting, but okay. Yeah. But here's the thing. I'm not good at racquetball. Okay. In no way am I saying that, but you have to play someone that's equally as good as you, because if you're not, like, it just didn't work. So me and Jill, we tried to play, but it's not that she's not athletic. She's very athletic.
She's not good. She's not as good as me.
No, it's that like, when I'm playing racquetball, all I'm worried about is the power, and I'm hitting the wall, and then like she doesn't hit as hard as me. So it's like, it's kind of hard to play together. But so, anyways,
all I gotta say is one thing: who the #1 men's champion right now in tennis? Do you know his name?
Federer or whatever.
No,
I
Federer's
don't.
fine guy.
Oh, I don't know.
Sinner.
That's the only name I know.
Italian
I have no
guy
idea.
from Italy. Represent.
Oh, okay.
Yes, that's all I want to say.
That's cool. Yeah, no, my wife and my daughter are totally in it. My wife is in a freaking 40 and older league. So she plays with.
There you have it.
Yeah. But yeah, she's legit in a 40 and older league, like a bowling league, and she plays freaking tennis every like 2 times a week. So,
that's good. That's good.
Yeah.
Keeps you fit, motivated, hobby.
Yep.
Cool.
All right. Well, I think it's time we wrap it up, guys.
Yeah. It was
a good
fun.
show.
Yeah, it was.
We're gonna end it. Bill lied. He said he was gonna come in here, but totally didn't. He totally missed an opportunity to make fun of Joe. So it is what it is. All right. Well,
later, boys. Thanks for coming, guys. You guys are awesome.
See ya.